Hi, I'm Kristen Nicholson, Career Prep Facilitator for South Central Michigan Works. This presentation is written and oral communication. While viewing this presentation, you will want to utilize the handout that can be obtained at the Service Center. So you will want to go to the Service Center, ask the front desk for a handout on written and oral communication, view the presentation, complete the packet, and hand that into your career manager. What we're going to do with this presentation is this is basically the directions to a packet that you're going to need to complete. So we're going to help you remember your forgotten interests, abilities, and work values, as well as identifying your job skills, self-management skills, transferable skills. And then we are also going to do an outline of a Who Am I presentation. Skills are what you have to sell an employer. If you remember from the portfolio class that you have taken, there's a 30-second summary. You may be asked in an interview, so tell me about yourself. You need to be able to identify major skills that make you desirable to that employer. If you don't know your skills, you need to know them. That's another reason for this class. You have to be able to market and sell yourself. Whether you want to think of it or not, you are a product. You have to be able to present, market, sell yourself, improve yourself, make sure that you are something that someone wants to invest in. What a skill is defined as a practical ability and dexterity, knowledge, expertness, and aptitude. People seeking work will be asked about their skills. So you want to think of, are you aware of them? Could you present them to a potential employer? Do you know the language of the job? A job seeker's skills are identified by 3 different skills: job-related skills, transferable skills, and self-management skills. Job-related skills can be considered a screening skill to determine who is most qualified for the job by finding out who knows the job better. In your packet, you're going to see a job-related skills inventory. What I would like you to do on that first sheet is just to answer as much of it as you can. If you cannot remember something, if you don't know the names of 2 coworkers, it's not a big deal. Just answer as much as you can honestly. When it talks about what do you think this employer would say about your punctuality through ability to work with little supervision, make sure you're giving yourself honest reflection. If you were calling into work a lot, don't say your attendance was excellent. With the next part, there is your work experience on the second page. There's the job title. So whatever job title that you had at that company, you would put that there. For example, you could put cashier. And then I'm going to go over how to fill out the data, people, things, and ideas. First part is data. With this, you want to think of what types of data you use on a regular basis. This can be facts, numbers, percentages, volumes, area, frequency, measurements, lengths of time, money, sales volume. It could be specifications, codes, surveys, drawing interpretations. The relationship question is answering the question, what do you do with the data? How do you use the data? Do you synthesize it, coordinate, analyze, compile, compute, copy, and or compare? And then you're going to state whether you like doing this or dislike doing this. The next one is people. With this area, you want to tell me what types of people did you have interaction with. When I mean types, I mean examples like your boss, customers, internal clients, external clients, coworkers, peers. You want to tell me what role they have. This should not be an area where you put Fred, Mary. Okay, what is their job title? The relationship question is what do you do with, for, or to them? For example, I work with supervisors on my job. My relationship to them is I take instructions, I communicate ongoing daily tasks. I work with customers and I assist them, I serve them, I communicate or negotiate. So what do you do with, for, or to them? The third one is things. What type of things do you use on a regular basis? For example, in my job, I use a computer on a daily basis. I use a projection screen on a daily basis. I use markers. So what type of things do you use regularly? The relationship question is answering how do you use them. I have a different relationship with my computer than our IT guys do. I turn it on and I type on it. Our IT guys fix them, program them, set them up, take them down. I have a different relationship from a car than what a person does that designs them. That person that designs them has a different relationship to a car than that person that builds them. So seeing what kind of relationship you have with particular tools that you work with. And then again, whether you liked or disliked it. The last one is ideas. Have you come up with any ideas at that job to make the job easier, more profitable, safer? You want to be able to identify this to a potential new employer because they want people who are creative, innovative people that come up with new ways to do things. If it can save them money, make it safer for them, or saving time, those are all things that you want to express to a new employer. You are going to do this for 3 jobs. If you have worked 3 or more jobs, you will complete all 3 sections. If you have worked 1 job, complete it for 1 job, leave the other 2 blank. If you've worked 2 jobs in your life, do 2 jobs, and then leave the other 1 blank. This is an example of what I did for a cashier job. They work with data as far as money, different numbers, possibly a planogram, which is like a map if they're going to reset a store, different inventory reports. People they come in contact with are customers, their boss, different coworkers, possibly vendors. Things they use on a regular basis: register, scanner, phone, credit machines. Ideas that have been put in place to make their job easier, safer, or more money. Reusable bags, the whole Going Green initiative. Cashiers stand on mats to help with their knees and their back because they're standing in one place for a long time. The conveyor belt was something put into place to make it faster for them. The spin bags, again, to make it faster and easier. Every occupation or career is going to require you to relate to data, people, things, and ideas, even if the relationship is a simple one. So you want to think about your past jobs and the relationships that you've had with data, people, things, and ideas. It can include jobs and volunteer work. If any of you have already had a WEP, a work experience program that you've already been assigned to and completed, you could also use that as a work experience for this packet. The next slide is just the entire 4 parts of job-related skills. It gives you examples in the first bullet of what you may have used or came in contact with or what type of data. And then the second bullet is wording to use to answer the relationship question to get you started thinking about things that you could use. You want to make sure when you're looking at your job history you notice similarities and differences that you held in each job. Ask yourself, is there one element out of the data, people, things, or ideas that is more prominent than the others? The next part is educational considerations. One of the more proven ways to predict success is to evaluate a person's educational background. Employers find out a lot by determining the reason you chose a particular class or training program. They learn what motivates you to perform and what you've learned about the actual performance on the job. They want to know if you can talk about the tools, methods, and techniques used in that program, and if you know how to integrate the knowledge that you obtained through your program. When you think of educational considerations, it is more than just traditional school. Sometimes people think, just high school, college, vocational school, training. But there's a lot of other ways that you get educational experience as far as classroom training, continuing education credits, correspondence courses, life experiences, military, online courses, on-the-job training, professional development seminars, vocational, business, or technical education are some examples. There's 3 educational opportunities in your packet. The first one, you want to circle the type of education it is. If it's not found on there, you could write that in there. Then you want to fill out the rest of the information to the best of your ability. So answer the questions: why was this opportunity a success or enjoyable experience? What type of information or data did you learn to use? What type of people did you come in contact with? What types of things did you learn to use? What types of ideas did you come up with? Are you able to use this information on the job, and how? And what skills did you gain from this experience? Once you complete the minimum 3, if you're having a hard time thinking of 3, whether you completed high school or not, you did take time into high school, so you could pull from that one. The next one that you could pull from is a seminar that you either took from South Central Michigan Works in person or if you took via the computer. And the last one is You all have some type of life experience you could pull from, or something maybe you self-taught yourself or that you learned to do from someone else. So it is a minimum of 3 educational opportunities for you to fill out. After looking at your past jobs and education, what I want you to do on the next page is the summary of job-related skills. I want you to list at least 10 specific job-related skills. It says this section was designed to help you identify skills that you have learned on the job or through different educational life experiences. To bring this all together, use the sheet to identify 15 of the most important job-related skills that you could use as selling points to a future employer. You may also look up your past job titles on ONET under tasks, tools and technology, skills, and abilities to identify specific job-related skills of past employment. Then I want you to transfer your top 10 to the last page, which is your skills triangle under job-related skills. The next part we're going to talk about is transferable skills. These are also known as universal skills, which are gained by everyday living. These are skills that are transferable from one employer to the next and commonly sought after. Transferable skills are basic to job performance and success on the job. These are used from one type of work to the next without much effort or training on your part. From your PowerPoint slide, we see the transferable skill of organization. As you can see, there's someone in an office setting, construction type setting, child development setting, and food service setting. All of those are very different occupations, but they all use that organization skill. If you break them down by each occupation, the woman that is working with a computer with a headset on, she may have communication skills, computer skills, writing skills, probably has people skills as well. The gentleman in the construction is wearing boots, he's safety goggles, a power saw, and he's cutting a piece of wood. He obviously has measurement skills, safety knowledge. The woman working the child has child development skills, patience, and the woman in the food service has memory skills, people skills, communication skills. So with each one, as you can see, transferable is taken from one job to the next without much training. Here are some common transferable skills that employers seek. What I want you to do with the transferable skills is you see the type of skill it is, and then there's a column for job, hobby, and school. For example, number skills, use numbers. If you use numbers in your past job, you'd put an X in there. If you use numbers in your hobby type activities, you put an X in there. If you had to use them in school, you would put them in there. Go through each one of these and check off if you did it in jobs, your hobbies, or in school, and if you were good at doing those. The transferable skills is front to back. Once you've completed the front and back pages, go back. If you see an area that you have a check mark or an X and crossed all 3, then that is most likely a high transferable skill with you. Pick your top 10 and put it on the back of your packet under the My Skills triangle, under transferable skills. Self-management skills are often referred to as personality traits or values. These are a set of skills that may be your attitude toward work or your work ethic. Employers need to know if you have the temperament, finesse, or capability to adjust to various demands on the job. Your personality develops early in life. You tend to not develop an entirely new personality just because you are looking for work, but you can make the appropriate changes to allow you to fit into a chosen career. Self-management skills are basically going to tell the employer how you handle the job. Your ability to adapt to certain company demands or respond to people's problems that may occur. Self-management is a skill that employers want most. Employers want people who can demonstrate good work ethic and work attitude. You've lived inside yourself for all these years, and it may be tough for you to describe your own personality. Imagine the problem you're going to have in an interview if you cannot describe yourself to an employer. What I would like you to do on this is read the directions for the self-management skills. There are words. If you would use them to describe yourself, put a check mark. Once you have completed that, and it is just the front page, you will want to pick your top 10 describing words and put those under self-management skills on the back of the page. The last part is preparing for the Who Am I presentation. You're going to have explored what you already knew about yourself, your skills, and your strengths. Now it's time to organize your information and understand yourself. You're going to prepare your presentation. You're going to tell us about what you know about your interests, abilities, and work values, as well as what this has to do with the job that you would like to do in the future. This is an opportunity for you to practice talking about yourself in front of other people. Part 1 is where you came from. So you're going to state where you were born and then where you grew up. For example, I was born in Coldwater, Michigan. I grew up in Jonesville, Michigan. The third point is some of the most important things I remember about my early life are. In this area, I would like you to tell a memory that you have that stood out to you as a child, a fond memory. If you could write down your first memory about work, whether it have been waking up at 5:30 to make your father's lunch, or you were paid $0.25 a week to keep your room clean. So anything that you remember about your childhood. Part 2 is what are your interests? What are your main interests? What do you like to do in your free time? What are your hobbies? And then tell me, why do you enjoy those activities? I like to read fiction in my free time, and I enjoy it because I get myself immersed in somebody else's life and drama and conflict, and I like to see how it turns out. So what do you like to do, and why do you like to do them? If you're thinking, why does this matter? This is important because when you find a job that you are satisfied with, it matches not only your abilities, but your interest as well. There are a lot of people that have turned their interest into something that makes them money. You've got hunters and people that love to act and sing that turned their interest, what they love doing, into a means to support themselves financially. The next one, part 3, is your skills and abilities. What I want you to do is to identify the things that you do well naturally or have learned to do well. And then how do you know you have these abilities? The example here is I think I'm good at understanding how machines and motors work. In my spare time, I help my friends fix their cars. People tell me I know how to figure out what's wrong with almost any kind of machinery. Part 4 is your job history and work-related responsibilities. Please tell me what your first job was. My first job was as a daycare assistant at Kids Corner. And then give me a summary of your work history. Summary of my work history, all my jobs have to do with customer service and in the human service field. Part 5 is things that make a career or job satisfying to you. What are most important to you in a job? What do you need to be satisfied with your job and your lifestyle? Things that are important to me are the environment, safe working conditions, coworkers that I work with, feeling confident in what I do. Pay is important, benefits. What is important to you in a job? Part 6 is the job that you have been thinking about. Let us know what type of work it is you're looking into, whether it's manufacturing, SENA, the healthcare field, accounting. What is it that you want to be employed in? And then tell us why this job is a good fit for you. So this job or career is a good choice for me because it matches my interest in. They give some examples on the slide. I have always liked helping people, and a good nurse has to be interested in helping people. That's showing interest. I want to be a bookkeeper because math was my favorite subject in school, and working with numbers always came easily to me. That's showing your ability. I want to work as a landscape gardener because I don't like doing the same thing day after day. I might plant bushes one day and spend the next day drawing up a landscape plan for a new customer. That's showing work value. So identify with whatever job it is that you chose, how this job is a good choice because it matches your interest in what? Your skills and abilities, work values, and desired lifestyle related to that job. Your desired lifestyle, how to answer this question is, what do you want? Picture your life. What do you want to have? What do you want to be doing? Will this job provide for you to be able to do that type of lifestyle? The next one is personal changes. What do you want to change about yourself or your life? Maybe you want to get more education. Maybe you want to increase your reading ability, become more patient, more confident. Maybe you want to quit smoking, lose weight. What are some things that you want to change about yourself? None of us are perfect. We all have changes that we can make. What is going to help you pursue that career or that goal of employment? Part 9 is your future plans. What is the next thing that you need to do? Is it finish your GED or high school diploma? Is it sign up for continuing education by either going to college, online school? Is it to get employment? To do what? What's your next step that you want to do immediately? Figuring out if that career is right for you. May want to research, find out specific information about that job, find out if you do need education to continue with that or some type of training. Summing up, know how to communicate appropriately with your supervisors and coworkers is very important. You have to be able to use appropriate language and terminology on the job and in the interview. You need to be able to express your thoughts and ideas in a clear and effective manner, as well as read and process workplace information once employed. You need to be able to write basic notes, memos, letters, and reports clearly and effectively. Verbal and written communication is huge. If these are something, again, that you need practice with, please come to South Central. We can do mock interviews. We can also make sure we gain skills on the computer as far as writing, typing, basic computer skills. You have now completed watching the presentation. On your job search logs, in the results section, please put the name of the presentation and give yourself a half hour. Once you completed presentations, you will need to go into the Service Center, asked to take the Employability Skills quiz. You will take the corresponding quiz that lines up with the presentation that you have just viewed. Once you have completed all 10 presentations and taken the corresponding quizzes, and also did the in-person information technology class, you will have earned your Employability Skills endorsement. Remember, this is an endorsement to your Work Keys test, so you will want to make sure that you complete all 3 actual Work Keys tests to get your whole National Career Readiness Certificate. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about these presentations or your hours, please see your career manager. Thank you.